signal 3 times this season. They just want to finish this right here and right now. Now with Mark Espejo inside the court, Ish said there are still so much weapons and surprises he has in store for their finals appearance. Now, did you know
that sequence? Silang opting for Roer. That's good enough for point number 22.
That's the reverse setting that Coach Hector was pointing out. The serving of Wendell Miguel, forcing that overpass from Sumanguid.
Ooh, all back to crisscross. Garcia, Doug. And Roer just chasing after that ball. Good enough, using his height and the hand of his blocker.
One team in the final since 2022. Now we'll see if things change here. Back to set 2.
Thanks a lot, Will. One thing for sure. And nobody there in Roer's way. That's rare.
Well, that was a choice for the blockers of crisscross. They already saw Steven Rotter coming in from that back row. Yes, they were late, but in the end, they let go of that block, and that just left.
So everything is looking good up to this point for crisscross, signaling a more successful tournament for them.
Crisscross definitely needs to bring back their rebounds because ang dami ng lumulusot na palo from...
Taas siguro ng confidence ng crisscross ngayon coming into this game. Roer, talking about him and his need to step up.
He's the #1 attacker of the league with a 48.65 success rate. He's also the #1 server. That margin na kahit mawalan ng konting puntos, okay lang. Pero they're banking on the hopes of getting aces.
A quick point, yeah. But that was just as quick from the field here. Roer wasting no time. And just as we called it, just as you mentioned, sabi sa'yo eh. Roer coming from the left-hand side this time. So Roer, Requenton with the serve. Woo! Good stop there by Sumanguid. Chance here for Signal to regroup. Outside set, Umandal this time with a rebound. Good defense. Oh, but an even better solid block from Josafat and Roer coming together, scoring on that one. Signal's tasting it. They can smell victory.
The free ball was costly for crisscross when they pushed that ball over.
Silang back on the court. Roer finally gets his first point late in this first set.
And in that win in Game 1, Roer was one of the main scorers for them. So Silang needs to get Roer going here. They need the contributions and the production of Roer if they want to win this match.
Roer with 13 points in 1 point at a time, and that's what Signal has to do. Whoa, big serve. If he can come up with 5 more of those, that is definitely going to solve the problem here in the first set.
It was really the spin on that serve that Garcia could not stabilize himself to receive that one.
And Jaron Requenton is #4. So we got 3 of the top 10 spikers on the court. And 7 of the top 10 servers split between these two teams. Roer, what a power tip. Yung power tip niya parang kill.
And that's because also he has the length. We mentioned it. The really challenge at net defense. Take a look at that 3 blockers. Even Glorioso with him there. But he's way above all the blockers to get that.
Crisscross fans here with their orange and blue balloons. Kind of egg on their team. Must win for Crisscross to extend.
To the court of Signal.
Patay. Roer. And just enough for Roer. Not quite as strong as Jude Garcia's, but a point just the same.
And he has been targeting that zone when Glorioso
Oh.
is there defending that one, knowing that it's not the libero. Trying to get it.
Just all kinds of antics from Jude Garcia today. But Roer will get it back, and Signal maintains the lead. It's down to 2, but still, crisscross playing catch-up in this third set. Big serve. That one stopped by Umandal. Roer one-on-one against Nicole Mendras. Now is going to counter and adjust mid-game. Let's see who scores first in set 4. Requinton blocked. One more chance. Oh! And we're seeing Signal just blocking better and better. Now really closing out with that roof.
And Rotter and Bugawan didn't even have to move there. They knew that that ball was going to go to Requinton. He was the only available attacker. Ramirez.
Barbosa going to Almendras again. Roter marked, but outside. Requinton from the right pin. Again, good stop, but this is an off-system play. And good idea for Lorenzo to let that ball go.
Possible service errors, talking about crisscross.
Gawan with 10 points. One-handed set again for Ish, and Roer now is scoring off their solo block. And oh, wow. That is exactly what Steven Roer was after. Ish Barbosa taking his time. He knows plays are more crucial than ever. Roer coming from back. Explosive, Steven Roer.
Sharp cross even from the back row there. I mean, Steven Roter came alive in the fourth.
Wire here. It is a side-out game now. Good first ball by Umandal and Roer. Another one, 2 in a row for Steven Roer. And look at him, he is pumped.
And this attack's coming just so fast from the back row that crisscross even can't, read and react on that one. Take a look at the replay. No attempts there coming from crisscross.
These teams.
Roter with the first touch, scoring in a similar fashion.
Players touches.
Retamar goes to Roter, wipes it off the block of Garcia and out of bounds. Malabunga serving now. Lorenzo with the first touch. Roter with a hammer.
That was a great set by Retamar. Excellent set, we have to say. Look at that. Open look for Steve Roter. Now early on here in the first set, Signal is pumped, really.
That will be called outside. So another point for Signal. They're up by 3.
So Steve Roter again using his volleyball smarts there, just sitting it off Requinton.
Good serve from Requinton. Retamar goes to the quick. Tapped over to the other side. Garcia is denied.
But both teams should expect these monster blocks. Coverage has to be on point. They have to work double time to cover the balls.
Another good serve from Polvorosa. Roter manages to give Signal their first point here in the second set.
Yeah, we have to say Roter has been really consistent for Signal.
And their lead to 2. Malabunga serving. Oh! Oh boy! Roter with an emphatic point.
I think his reaction was like that because he went into the net, but luckily the ball already had touched the ground. Like, was it good? Did I hit the net or what?
It was a
Mark
point.
Espejo, let's see what his impact will be for Crisscross.
Almendras sent back. At attack, not pretty, coming from
You
Chris
know, you have to
Cross.
go back to basics because that is your strength.
Back row push coming from Espejo. Ramirez. Dug up. Now Almendras. Roofed again by Roter.
Boy, we were talking about the defense on cue. Another monster block for Steve Rotter. One-on-one. That was pretty much a one-on-one. Anyone can hit.
And that is an
Wow.
ace. That is an ace for Roter.
You know, I would have to say, Carlo, here in this match so far, you're seeing the experience. It's not all about power, and that's what Crisscross needs to learn.
Retamar will go to Roter, and that is a rocket.
All systems go for signal here in set number 2.
And because Retamar did a great job, but he kept himself ready, now playing. Bugawan was dug up. Requinton picked up by Ramirez. Retamar goes to Roter, and he will find the corner.
Boy, you know, it doesn't have to be a strong hit as long as it's Rotter just, what can we say? He's going to town. What an angle there.
For Chris Cross, now task. For Chris Cross, Roter beats the defense of Requinton.
Oh, again, perfect set for Roer at the mark. Look at that. No blockers.
Garcia serving to extend this match. Retamar to Roter. That sails out, and we will see an extension to this third set.
Boy, what do you expect? These boys from Signal refusing to give up this third set. Once upon a time, Crisscross had
Will
a
they finally get it here? Roter pulling back some power from the serve. Espejo, roof, absolutely roof by the Signal defense.
And all the emotions